Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Caitlin from Create with Kate if you are new here. So last couple videos I showed you how I set up my bullet journal and how I set up my August monthly. Today I'm going to show you 30 different lettering styles. They are hand lettering and font styles for complete beginners, so if you're just starting out bullet journaling or you want to learn something a little bit different, check out my video. To start off, I'm going to be having 5 different categories that all connect to one another. The first category is the basics. This is going to be your uppercase and your lowercase lettering. The first one here is just me writing out the word hello normally. The second one is having skinnier lettering, so they look closer together. And then the third one is having wider lettering and they look a little further apart. And I do the exact same thing below, just in lowercase letters. Next category is the expansion. So this is just going off of the basic lettering. You could have the word close together, or you could have it further apart where there's a gap in between. You can do the same thing again with the lowercase lettering. Another option is to have the letters to be small, or you could have the letters be big. The one thing that helps with this journal is it has dots that are spaced evenly apart, so you could have the letters be 3 dots high and 2 dots wide. And the last one for the expansion is going to be either lowercase or uppercase hand lettering. My favorite personally is when you combine them together and have uppercase letters and lowercase letters in the same word. It's just another variation that you can do on the basics. The third category I have is block or bubble letters. And to show you this section, I'm going to use the word bubble. I'm starting off just by doing the outside of the word. You will see that my edges are crisp. A variation on the word bubble is having a larger B and smaller uppercase lettering. Number 8 for different lettering styles is again drawing out that word bubble. Instead, I'm going to be drawing lines inside of it. Another option that you could do, which I didn't end up doing, is just coloring the letter in. And then the final one that I'm doing for the bubble or block letters is to have more rounded edges. The first bubble that I did, you will see the L and the E, for example, have those crisp lines on the end, but in this other option that I'm showing you right now, it has more rounded edges. The fourth category is drop shadows. I love drop shadows. They're so fun to put in here. I'm going to be using the word color to show you what I'm doing. I'm focusing the drop shadow on the left side of the letter. When you're doing drop shadowing, you want to make sure that you can imagine this letter is behind the colored yellow letter, if that makes sense. I'm going to show you again, except this time I'm going to focus it on the right side of the letter. So I'm imagining that that line is going behind the letter C, behind the letter O, and so on and so forth, focusing the drop shadow on the right. It just adds a different variation depending upon what side you focus it on. The third drop shadow option is just outlining the word itself. This drop shadow option here, I'm writing out the word drop, and instead of having the black line go right up against the letter like I did in the word color, I'm leaving a little gap from the yellow letter to the line that I'm drawing. What I'm going to do is color in that letter, and it adds a thicker drop shadow. I'm going to show you again with the word joy, except I'm going to do a different kind of drop shadow. So I'm doing that thick line again on the outside. I'm focusing it here on the left. You could always do it on the right side if you want to. And instead of coloring it in, I'm just doing little line shading in the background. It kind of makes it look like the word joy is popping off of the page. And the last drop shadow option I have is using the block letters, drawing in that drop shadow, and having a thick background and lines in the front. And that gives me number 10 to 15. The last category is Other. This is where you combine everything from the basics to the drop shadows. For this hand lettering style, I am doing the word rain, and I'm combining a block lettering with a normal lettering. So half of my letters on the left have that thick block line, while the other part is a skinnier line. And then I'm just coloring that letter in with the black marker as well. Another thing that you could do, again focusing that block lettering on the left side of the word rain, I go in and I do what I did with joy. I just do this little shading. Number 18 I love doing because I love the squiggles. It is incorporating a capital letter at the front and lowercase at the end, all on the same line. Just having little squiggles at the beginning and the end of each of the lines you do. I'm doing the word rain again, and I'm putting a line just on the left side. Instead, you can do dots, which I show you here. My tip to you is just to incorporate everything from the basic expansion block and drop and add something to it. There's so many different variations of lettering that you can do. The one that I'm showing you here, I did in my Plan With Me bullet journal setup. So if you guys haven't seen that video, I'll link it down below. But all it is a block letter in the back in some type of color and a cursive lettering on top. This next one here is similar to the rain option that I showed you before, except what I'm doing is cutting the letter in half with a line and coloring in that one side, left or right. I hope that makes sense. Number 23 and 24 are me drawing dots. This is just a variation again of the first dot one, and I'm connecting the dots this time with lines. Section of this category is my favorite. It is the cursive lettering. When you're doing hand lettering, just take your time. I'm doing a faux calligraphy here, so I'm focusing the lines on the down strokes, and I'm doing what I did before with the word drop and making a thick outline. Another variation of this cursive style is to do a bouncy letter. And again, I just focus that faux calligraphy on downstrokes. This one is more bouncy. You'll see on the left, the letters are all in the same plane, but on the right, the O is a little higher, the M is a little higher than the H and the E. I'm doing the other faux calligraphy here, but this time I'm coloring in the downstrokes. If you guys would like to see how I do calligraphy with a brush pen, let me know. But this is just a simple lettering for beginners. The last lettering style I have for this faux calligraphy is again doing that downstroke, but instead I'm coloring in the thick stroke with lines, like I did in the word rain. And I came back in and did a downstroke on the outside of each of the lettering here just to add something a little extra. The last section of this category, I'm using the word apple. I'm going to show you different variations of the typewriter font with little lines on the ends of each letter. This is good lettering for beginners. Number 30 here is the Typewriter Font, and I am staggering the letters. Like how I showed you guys in the block section, I am doing the word apple with no rounded edges. And the last one for my lettering tutorial, and I'm putting little dots on the end of each of the letters. Well, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to hit the like button below and the subscribe button so you know when I post next. All right, I'll see you next time, guys. Bye.